Hi everybody, Mrs. Mancuso with some more chemistry review. Today we're going to talk about moles. So moles are a unit that we use in chemistry because our molecules are so small. So if I have a mole, I have 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules inside of it. Huge number, much easier to just think about a formula. So carbon dioxide. If I had 1 mole of carbon dioxide, I could figure out my gram formula mass by looking up the mass of each element. So I always want to round to the 10th place. So when I look up carbon, that's 12.0. And I look up oxygen and I see 15.999. So I'm going to round that to 16.0. Now I have 2 of them, so I have to multiply this one by 2. So 16 times 2, this is 32.0. Plus the 12.0 for the carbon, and I get 44.0. So I always round to the 10th place on the masses from the periodic table. Now, let's say I had 5 moles of CO2. I simply take 5 times 44.0, punch that in, 220.0 grams of carbon dioxide is what I would have. All right, when we balance a reaction, we're really looking at the moles. The number out front, that coefficient is my moles. So if I have N2 and H2, so nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas, I can make ammonia, NH3. And when I balance this, I have 2 nitrogens here, so I put a 2 in front of that. Now I have 2 nitrogens on this side. 2 times 3, I have 6 hydrogens. So to have 6 hydrogens over here, I put a 3. 3 times 2 is 6 hydrogens. So this is telling me, this recipe is telling me that my reaction, if I have 1 mole of nitrogen and 3 moles of hydrogen, I can make 2 moles of ammonia. And we use this quite frequently because there are questions that say, oh, what if I made 6 moles of NH3? How much N2 would I need and how much H2 would I need? So what you do is you set up your mole conversion. So if I have 6 NH3, that is what I am given, and I multiply it by what I want. So I want N2 first, and I have NH3. These numbers are my mole to mole ratio. So 2 NH3 in the formula, I put it right here. 1 NH2, I put it there. 6 times 1 divided by 2 is equal to 3 moles of N2. That's how many moles I would need in order to do this recipe. So if you think about it, if you have a recipe that makes 2 and you want to make 6, you're tripling your recipe. This was 1, so times 3, I'm going to need 3 of those. All right, and then I'll do the other one. How many hydrogens? So again, I have 6 NH3s. I want H2 this time. I have NH3. I go back to my formula. This is a 2. This is a 3. 6 times 3 is 18. Divided by 2 is equal to 9. So 9 moles of H2 are needed. If I think about the fact that I was tripling my recipe, 3 times 3, 9. So sometimes the math is quite easy and you're going to be able to do it right in your head. And other times you want to set up your given times what you want over what you have. Now let's say I had to convert this now into grams. How many grams of N2 would I need? 3 N2s. So I look up nitrogen, and nitrogen's 14.0, so I would just take 3 times 14.0. And I would need 42.0 grams. All right, so that's how you do gram formula mass and mole to mole conversions.